Thank you all for the opportunity of being here and present our work. This is a big pleasure, and let's start. First of all, before starting talking about the paper itself, we'd like to discuss a little bit of the current situation in Brazil. At this moment, we're starting discussing the next step for the digital TV broadcasting in Brazil, this TV broadcasting system. Not because ISDBT no longer works, but because it started working more than 15 years ago in Japan and more than 10 years ago in Brazil. So it doesn't allow so many technical advances we got in 10 years, 15 years. So we started discussing the new generation as ISDBT over transmitting 4K and 8K as any 8K in Japan is doing, or eventually adopting ATSC in Brazil, or using 5G or another system. Furthermore, this new system and the current system must use IBB middleware as 8BB TV, or hybrid quest as used in Japan, or discussing a new profile, new Brazilian middleware profile as Jinga-D or another system. But what is clear that the new middleware system must support HTML5, JavaScript, CAS, and CSS, and so on. Considering the system, this situation, our main broadcaster in Brazil, Globo, called some partners to discuss and to execute different experiments, different studies in Brazil. In this situation, mainly considering ATSC, considering the World Cup. Calling for this paper specifically, Globo called Samsung and Mackenzie University to implement this issue, to study this issue. What kind of experiments? In general, targeted advertisement. So if you like soccer, I'm going to transmit special contents in soccer. If you like racing, I'm going to transmit different content in racing, and so on. Mount camera, for example, you can see the soccer game in the main camera, and for example, behind the goal, and so on. Layered vision multiplexing transmission, as was previously discussed here. In this paper, Kids World Cup, a quiz considering companion screen, and other studies. So, how the ATSC signal was transmitted in Brazil? First of all, it was generated in Russia and transmitted to Globo's headend. Globo multiplexed the signal, 4K signal and HD signal, into the same valid AMT event, and which was transmitted to Mackenzie broadcaster, at this case, Mackenzie broadcaster. Mackenzie transmitted using layered division multiplexing to 561 for 4K and key PES key for high definition, which was received by Samsung TV set. At this moment, our experience really starts. Why? At this signal, it was broadcasted valid HBBB TV address, which allowed our TV set, which receives the signal. Oh, okay, I have a direction here. So let me start downloading the application. So the TV set goes to the server and download the application. After downloading the application, okay, so I'm ready. Cell phone, please interact with me. So that the user makes the login on the mobile phone. Okay, I have an app. So the mobile phone downloads and sometimes writes the user profiles over the web. Oh, okay, let me start interacting with the TV set. So, okay, the cell phone finds the TV set. It's logged into the same Wi-Fi network. Okay, now I can interact with this TV set. Okay, let me answer some questions regarding the World Cup, content. And after each reply, after each answer, the TV set exhibits the question, the user replies it, answers it, and if it's proper answer or not, TV set shows the user the answer and goes to the next question. After some proper good answers, the applicative tells the user, okay, you can see some special content, IBB, some broadband content special for this application. Okay, TV set, I want to see this content. Please download it. So TV set goes to the server. Oh, okay, I'd like to see this content, and plays it on the TV set. How was the app validated? So it's not only to use it, we need to develop, design, and test it. Really validate it's working properly. So following IEEE recommendations and system requirements, so we made some test case to execute several tests. And after validating these tests, some user expectation was considered. For example, after replying the questions, have I replied it wrongly or not? Properly or not? So we got this after some development. So we showed on the TV set, oh, okay, you are right or not, you are wrong. So tests with error, checking user conformity, is it okay? Regression tests and so on. But some challenges were faced to really validate the bugs. Does my app really have a bug or not? How to validate it? How can I be so sure that it's not working properly? For example, TV set does not navigate through the web. Is it the TV set okay or not? Is it the internet okay or not? Is it my server properly working or not? How to validate it? So it's necessary to really isolate parts in order to really validate that. So to really validate it's not working properly or it's working properly. Is it the server okay? And so on. In this kind of situation, so after isolating, okay, TV set is not accessing the server access, but I can access the server with my PC laptop, with the mobile phone. So TV set has a problem. And finally, is the reference working properly or not? So we must really isolate the issues in order to check it properly and check if the application really has issues or not. At this point, our application was not fully implemented. It implemented some characteristics, some features. So how can we advance with this implementation? For example, Professor Pollyana is going to detail some points here later, but to implementing remaining gamification metrics, considering different cycles and other criteria. To improve experience using ATSC, using gamification associated with health issues, or improve satisfaction use combination of ATSC and other devices. To really receive IBB content, live IBB TV content, because in this application we have recorded previously the content. So we can really receive live content or submit the application to the user evaluation and receive its remarks, its acceptance, its observations, its comments, and so on. Professor?
Hello. Hi. Hi, everyone. As Wayne said, My background is much different from other people here. And Professor Akamini of TV Digital Labs told us of a game lab to made with them this kind of experience. First of all, what is gamification? Gamification is a buzzword in few years. And what is about? Gamification is about the use of some specific issues of game mechanics as objectives, as rules, and everything related to rule-based system. But this is not a game. That's the major, it's the experience we can do. About of them is real problem solving in real world. As example, we can talk about fit. Everyone here must test in some case the apps about physical, about running, about everything to healthy. A lot of them are made with a gamification inclusion. Other example is about recycle or things like appropriate made a better word. About that, we can talk of mechanics. In gamification, we had a lot of different frameworks, but we use MDE framework because he emphasized the emotion. What kind of emotion we can promote with gamification support in mobile with television? What dynamics, what the behavior of player we want, and what setup rules and everything we can promote with progression. In our app, we have trophies, we have progression, we have a social interaction, but it's all in lab in this time, as Rodrigo said, and we made a thing. As we promote that, we can promote a lot of different things. We promote education. As we see some kind of television issue, we can put another layer and talk about different kinds of courses or disciplines, or even when we see sport, we can do a recipe, because most of women didn't like to see soccer, but if I have another content included, I can see the recipe, I can see the soccer and so on. Other things I can do is promote a gamble with a score of the game and everything else. To continue, can you put the video of our lecture, please? Can you put the video, please? Thank you. This is a demonstration. Don't have sound. We can see the content on the television or the companion screen. The player will resolve that. Will choose that. Thanks, can you return? Some challenges we have. One of that is a lot of people in this project. We have 5 PhD students and 3 master students and people of industry and 2 professors and a lot of people with a different kind of agenda, and there was a great challenge to solve, to put everyone in the same page in the project. Other challenge we made to solve was the usability of television and display of mobile. We made some tests using Nielsen to see it's a catastrophic usability problem or no, to viability of communication between gadgets. Other thing we have to solve involve the content, what kind of content we can do and how to put that. We can't put a long question or long answer because in the screen of a little display is terrible to see. And we want to make a lot of different kind of things using artificial intelligence. This is one of our future works, and I think is a new kind of field to do research. Do you want to talk anything else? No, no? And that's a question we solve to see the communications. We use a debug screen on television, and that was so critical to our development during the project. Yes? And thank you, gracias, arigato, merci.